So I wanted to make a video about productivity, right? And I just spent like the past hour turning on the recording and then stopping the recording and then turning it back on and then stopping it again. And I've realized that I've ended up kind of stuck. And this is not the video about productivity, but I want to explore that feeling. I wanted to explore that this strange situation I'm in where I thought I thought I was I thought I wanted to talk about something, but I don't understand. Can I not color it? Okay. All right. Well, whatever. So I'm not exactly sure why it happened. Um, and this isn't exactly the first time this has happened either. I have a few topics, right? I have a list of topics that I have inside of a notepad. There's no like talking points about what I say. There's no script. It's just a list of what I want to talk about. Usually I pick a topic and then I'm off to the races. I accidentally sorted my entire fucking hotbar and now I have to reset it. Great. But like my normal process, like I don't know, once every 5 videos, I get to a topic and I'm like, ooh, definitely not. We're not doing that one. I scrapped the script. And I had this exact same situation with this one, and I don't know if I already said what the topic was, but it was about productivity. I don't have like fully developed thoughts on this just yet. I thought I did, but I don't think I do anymore. Productivity is a very complicated topic and has a lot of nuance to it because like there are people who get productive for the wrong reasons and it hurts them. They become productive and they don't actually want to be productive. They're being productive because you know this thing I keep talking about wanting to be a good person and being productive is seen as like a good thing. It's just like working out is it's a good thing. Once again, I'm not here to talk about this, but for some like mysterious reason, I don't know. The furthest I've ever made it in one of those recordings is like 8 minutes at most. And remember, this is like raw recording. This is without talking about all the editing and cutting out the dead air that I typically do. Because I don't really like to hear people just pausing in the middle of their speech and not continuing. I keep thinking to myself, where's the hesitation come from? What exactly is stopping me from talking about XYZ? I think I found an answer while I was sitting here trying to build out my own storage system. I'm about to go digital. Fuck the chess. So whenever I'm doing these videos, by the way, this is not like a normal episode, I guess. Maybe this is the first video I'll have that'll finally get to like 10 minutes. I just jinxed myself. Usually when I'm doing these videos, I have a goal in mind, right? I have a lesson that I want to impart. And I always take this lens of examining why we believe the things we believe. The world is a certain way, but we shouldn't just necessarily accept that the world is the way it is, right? There's plenty of reasons to question the world and your part in it. And I'm not a fan of sitting there and saying, well, this is the way it's always been, so this is how you should do it. I'd rather question, like, because, like, okay, if that was actually good enough, no one would be scared right now. No one would be having a crisis right now. We would not be in a bad spot. We would not be in danger. People wouldn't be sad. And there are so many fucking sad people these days. Like, it's really bad. So obviously there's part of the conversation that's not being addressed, and I always want to be the one to try to investigate that. Like, what's stopping us? And as a result, whenever I'm doing a video, I don't like to do it without having a fucking answer for you. I don't like to talk about things unless I can point you into a direction that says this is probably the way we should go, right? But as a result, it's kind of drawn out some perfectionist tendencies in me. I'd like to think that I'm rather sure in my knowledge, right? I guess it could be interpreted as arrogant, but I like to think that I know what I know. That's usually what I tell myself. It's not truly arrogance, I just know what I know. Oh, that's fucking crazy. 5 dragon heads? Are you serious? Okay. Okay, buddy. I know what I don't know. It makes me sound more sure of myself and more confident than I actually am. But I have the exact same amount of self-doubt as anybody else. Like, when I get to this point where I'm like, okay, I need an answer for this specific situation, for a problem that the entire fucking world is struggling with. It sounds kind of illogical, and I now that I said it out loud, who the fuck am I to have the answers to such like big problems? But then why would I doubt myself? Why would I assume that I don't? Like, who the fuck does anybody else think they are to have the solution? There's different solutions for different people, right? And it's like, you have to be a certain type of person to watch these types of videos. There's probably a solution here that would work for you. I like to think so, at least. I like to think that I'm not being unrealistic when I say that. I take a lot of pride in the fact that pretty much everything I say can be chalked up to yes, but there's also more, right? Like, yes, the nuanced answer is the answer, but there's more to it. I like that. But for some topics, there's just like, it's a very surface level and boring answer, and I guess I don't find it very fun. I don't find it very creatively fulfilling. I mean, and remember, I'm doing this as a hobby. I have no intention of ever doing this full time. Like, I have a very good job, and I enjoy what I do. Like, I didn't always like programming, but now I do kind of like it. So for me, to do something that is essentially like a creative exercise, that's more or less what I treat it as. I have this I don't know. I usually don't have such a rigorous process. It's just a creative exercise, but I was getting these messages from people that I know, like people that know me on other platforms and my alternate accounts and all this, and I'm getting like insanely kind words, and I know how fucking like how bog standard it is to say, oh, I'm so fucking thankful. Like, bro, there's nothing to be thankful for. There's nobody here. But I am like genuinely glad that like my words, no matter how harsh they are, no matter how fucking crass I can come across, no matter how much I swear like a fucking sailor, I know that I do that. I'm glad that it's helping somebody. That somebody's finding like clarity in this, because like I remember when I was younger, I was like, yo, I feel like none of you are really answering the question. And I guess that just contributes to the fucking perfectionism. Like, if I can't find an answer that I would give to my younger self, I'm not satisfied with talking about it. Like, how the fuck do you tackle something as complex as productivity and when to be productive? And, like, what am I thinking to myself when I'm like, okay, today I want to work on something. Today I want to learn something new. What am I thinking to myself? What's the mind state? Is that something you can even force? Is it necessary to force? Should you? I don't know. I have a very laissez-faire attitude about a lot of these things. I don't think there's anything that you can attribute to being like good in the world. There's not many things, at least. Oh, I have a lot of fucking blocks under me. Oh, I know I did. Okay. And like hard work and like discipline and all of these things it's so complicated, because I don't like the generic answer of yes, you should work hard and put your fucking nose down to the grindstone. Is that fulfilling? Not for everybody. For some, I'm sure. I mentioned this in a video about how to be a man, but like, and like masculinity and all this. But for some people, yeah, absolutely. Like challenging yourself, pushing yourself. That's like that's a heavenly experience for some people. Like I'm somebody I enjoy working out, right? I like lifting heavy. I like overload. That's my thing. I don't like to run, but I sure as hell do like to lift. That is enjoyable to me. I enjoy the process. But not everybody does. And I wouldn't go around telling people, oh yeah, you should just work out. And not everybody's cut out for working out. Not everybody works out the same way. So like I said, I don't like running. But maybe there are people who like running out there that would never do weightlifting, and then I put them in weightlifting and they never wanted to fucking exercise again in their life. It's like you have to adapt to other people's processes, and it's difficult. It's very difficult. looking at the fucking recording time on OBS, and I already know I went over 10 minutes. It's fucked. I'm ruined. There's also another aspect to like this hesitation that I feel. It's like not exactly imposter syndrome, but I guess there's something close to it. Sometimes I question like, okay, are the words that I'm speaking necessarily like important? Does anybody need to hear these things? I don't know. I've had some like talks with people for many years now, where it's like, bro, your problem sounds so like surface level. And the answers are usually those surface level answers. And it's like, oh wow, you helped me so much. What, with this nothing answer? With this fucking answer I could get from ChatGPT, this helped you? Like sometimes I'm thinking to myself, I'm putting in too much fucking effort for problems that people probably could have fucking solved by themselves. Like, it's like I'm autocomplete. I should be autocompleting. I should be giving the fucking obvious answers, but I keep thinking back to my younger self and like how my younger self was like, Doug, you guys told me that GPA mattered, and that I was going to regret not getting into a fucking AP class. And lo and behold, I sit here in a fucking college prep class instead of AP. I'm doing great. I didn't do honors. No fucking valedictorian. They let me into college. I got a fucking job. A high paying one in a high position. Like, none of that shit mattered at all. You guys fucking lied to me. How did that fucking happen? And then another thing my younger self would say is like, okay, how is it fucking possible that I was told that going to college and getting this fucking degree is going to guarantee me a better life? And in truth, the real reason you go to college is because you need a fucking piece of paper. I'm sorry. The real reason you go to college is not because you need a piece of paper. It's to forge connections. Because nepotism is bomb. Nepotism wins. What the fuck was I thinking? To think that a piece of paper would be enough to validate my skill. No one trusts these institutions. These jobs don't want these institutions. They don't want the piece of paper. They want experience and some guy to vouch for you that already does it. That's it. I can't believe I ever fucking believed in meritocracy and like how I could just work hard and I could get ahead, and that doesn't work. I wish somebody gave me that answer. I wish nobody was bullshitting. Like, oh my god. I don't know, man. I keep thinking back to that, and I'm like, I get fucking furious. I get fucking furious about these half answers. Because, damn it, I didn't need half answers back then. I need full answers. I needed to know everything. I needed to know every little fucking bit. I was unsatisfied otherwise. But, I don't know, man. I think I'm a minority. Not just a minority because I'm fucking actually an ethnic minority, but I think I'm in the minority because, like, there are lots of people who have these problems, and they're surface level problems, surface level solutions, and I'm wasting too much time. Like this complicated process and answer, it's just not what people need at all. And I worry that I'm overshooting. I know it's not fucking true, because like I said, I've already gotten like feedback here and there that, wow, I've never fucking thought about it that way. And I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that no one's thought about it that way. But it worries me. Like, was my solution really so stand out? Like, could you not have figured this out on your own? Could you if I gave you the surface level answer, like if I gave you the moderate basic answer that you can find by Googling it and going on Reddit, would that also have gained that same amount of, wow, thanks, I didn't think about it? Surely not, right? I don't know. I doubt that sometimes. And those sometimes are only like on topics like this, where like this conversation is too nuanced. There's too many fucking facets to it, and I could never cover it all without a script, and I don't want to write a script. That's not why I'm here. That's not why I'm doing this. If I've put in that much effort, it's an issue. Whenever I reach a block like that, what I usually do is I say, okay, this video is not meant to be. We're just going to move on. I just stop recording for the day, and I fuck off, right? Maybe I go to sleep. Maybe I start working on my projects. Right now I'm learning a programming language called NIM, right? NIM. And that's super fun. It's like Python syntax, and it has C compiling. I've never compiled a C before, so I'll just go learn shit, you know? I'll put down OBS, I'll put down the microphone, I'll just go do shit. And that's a sign of productivity. Fuck. It's looping back at itself. I don't know, man. This shit is mysterious and scary to me. Because I don't want to give an answer that will hurt people. Like I said, I'm not a fucking good person, okay? I'm never going to claim to be a good fucking person. But I don't like to think that things that I could say could put harm out into the world, right? If people are hurting because of the things that I say, that doesn't strike me as right. I don't like that. My words shouldn't ever get to a stage where they, I don't know, they shouldn't speak out into the world in that way. I'm not satisfied with it. That's a big ass cube, bro. I don't know why I was so stunned by how fucking large it is. I wasn't expecting it, I guess. Well, that's fine. Since I'm doing refined storage, I need a lot of slime balls. That's a blessing. Hey, buddy. Yeah, I don't know. I might do the productivity video. I might not. I might just leave it on the fucking table. Leave it on the backlog. Along with the fucking 10 other fucking video ideas. I don't know what I'm going to do next. We'll come to it. I also have this thing, like, where every, like, 4 or 5 videos, I like to rotate to another game. Don't ask me why. I like how I'm just not looking down. I wouldn't say it keeps me motivated. But it definitely, like, adds spice to pretty much every time I get on here, because I'm like, oh god, what am I going to talk about now? And it's exciting in that way. But in another way, it's like, okay, I'm only, like, halfway through the fucking quest book for, this mod pack. Jesus Christ, they gave me everything. Okay. What was I saying? I'm only, like, halfway through this fucking mod pack. Like, I haven't even started generating... I haven't gotten a dimension. And it's like, okay, the format is about to start hampering how natural I treat this stuff. Like, none of this is done. Not a single endgame thing is done. However, I guess I would kind of burn out if I just kept fucking doing this, like if I just pushed this through. So what I might do is I might rotate to the game and then come back here. Ooh, that sounds interesting. I don't know. I'm gonna think it over. Instead of just calling it game switch, I might just like rotate through it, and I'll come back to this exact same save, exactly where I left off, and yeah, it'll be fucking kosher. I don't know. There's a lot. The point is that like there's a lot of possibilities for how I pick the stuff up, and I'm super happy to be doing it. I never want to make it full time. It's just a hobby for me. It's going to stay a hobby. But if you're here, I'm happy to have you along for the ride. Excuse the potty mouth. Excuse the fucking potty mouth.